We're going to go ahead and get our webinar started. First of all, I just want to make sure that we all can hear me okay. All of you that are on our webinar, if you can hear me okay, please just type a Y for me or so. Excelente. And JP, we are good on the conference bridge, my friend. I'll just wait for him to give me confirmation. Okay. All right. Okay, we got a lot to cover today. Now, I know that the email that sent out said that I'm going to be going over the compensation plan in detail. We've decided to put together a call Tuesday night. We're going to have a call. I'll be talking more about that in just a little bit. But we're going to have a call Tuesday night. And as we continue throughout this transition, we want to make sure that everybody fully understands, for all of our existing ambassadors, the transition that we're doing from beta into pre-launch. And so we're going to pick a topic. Next week, we're going to be talking about the boost in your daily tasks and, you know, how this compares to our previous compensation plan and how it actually helps us for longevity, helps you, and actually could be even more profitable than what you thought you had before. And so this is exciting. I look forward to kind of going over that subject with you guys next week and more subjects as the weeks to come. We will, in our pre-launch, have training webinars as well, once a week, to just kind of go over topics to help you kind of get a better understanding of your compensation plan. You know, there's a saying, it says, in all thy getting, get understanding. I've learned a saying that also is where I am today in life. It says, tell me and I'll forget. Show me and I'll remember, but involve me and I'll understand. And it's our goal to involve you through the entire process so that you can get understanding. Because once you understand the business model, you can build an appropriate business. How many of you agree with me with that philosophy, that it's about understanding? It's about getting you to understand how it works so that you can get paid. The best part about it is you don't have to have a master's degree overnight. What I mean by that is you can learn while you earn with Genesis. And that's what's going to be exciting for a lot of new people that come on board into the company. They're going to be able to learn while they earn. And that, I believe, will make us go viral. That will make us really start to become a global phenomenon. And that will help us to expand our network around the world. And I think that that's something that you all are going to appreciate, that a new person can come on board and starting from day one, they can earn while they learn. And that, I believe, is going to help a lot of people around the world. How many of you agree with me on that and like the sound of that so far? Okay, so we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking a lot about those things. And I look forward to serving you all even more and helping you understand this even better. Okay, all right. Now, we're moving into pre-launch. We are in pre-launch now. We're very excited about that. Let's just call it pre-launch, if you will. Our pre-launch date is October 1st. You know, September 10th was a day of history that we've kind of, you know, started the transition process. But October 1st is the goal. October 1st is the day that we look to get into our official pre-launch. So we're very excited, and we're looking at a new dawn, a new era, a new chapter in the Genesis experience. And the reason why I call it the Genesis experience, because the goal is, as you all know, our slogan is to bring light into your life, not just financially, but in other areas of your life as well. And so as this new dawn, this new day, this new horizon, if you will, that is now starting for us, you know, it's important that everybody understands that our core values are still the same. Now, speaking of pre-launch, speaking of where we're moving, we are very excited to let you all know that we are just around the corner from launching our Play to Save auction, the $1 million auction. How many of you are actually excited about that? How many of you are actually excited that we are just a few days away from the $1 million auction? Now, do understand that this is another strategic alliance we're making. We'll be diving more into that next week. But we want you all, My mouse just fell there. But we want you all to be able to enjoy that experience and have a good time to see some of the amazing things that we're going to be offering you. So let's talk about, what kind of things we're talking about for our auction. First, we're going to help you guys save up to 90% off brand new, brand name items. We're talking about a unique new auction where no one loses. We're still programming that. When we pre-launch our auction, there'll be certain components that won't be live just yet, but you will be rewarded and still have a chance to at least get the process started. But we will be tweaking, we'll still be programming because we have a few more components that we're going to put in there where no one loses. Everyone will have an opportunity to win these incredible items for pennies on the dollar, and at the very least, they will be able to use their bids towards the purchase of that item, okay? And the items will never go for more than 50% of the suggested retail price. We're going to have a day that's just going to be dedicated strictly to the auction. So we're excited about that, and we're going to teach you guys about that as well. Now, let's just give you a little insight to some of the items that you're going to see on our auction when we launch it live in a couple days. How many of you wouldn't mind winning an Apple iPad, Wi-Fi, 32 gigabyte, okay, for pennies on the dollar? How about the NutriBullet Pro 932-ounce blender, okay, the complete set? How about a Vizio 55-inch TV, smart TV? How about a Samsung Galaxy S5? How about a Beats by Dr. Dre? How about the Xbox One Madden NFL combo? How about an Apple MacBook Air, okay? How about an all-in-one wireless Canon printer? Now check this out. How about an item like this? 2011, 2012, 2013 American silver. We're talking about now rare coins that you can also have in a collector's product. How about a 5-carat total weight diamond tennis bracelet, ladies? How many of you wouldn't mind winning something like that, or gents winning that for that someone special in your life? I mean, these are just some of the items that we're going to be putting out there for you guys, so you're going to have an opportunity to see this in just a couple days. Also, we told you we're going to have a 2015 Hyundai Genesis 5.0. The manufacturer's suggested retail price is over 50,000 US, and we are just going to give you guys an opportunity to win a 2015 Hyundai Genesis. One lucky winner is going to win that. We're excited. We're going to make a big thing about it. We'll probably fly you in if you want to come and pick it up so you can drive it home, or we can have it shipped to you. We definitely want to make sure that we celebrate you being the very first car winner with us for this event. How many of you are ready to start bidding on our 2015 Hyundai Genesis? We figured what better way to start off the auction but having a Genesis on that auction. So we thought that's going to be great, and you guys are going to be able to participate very soon. We'll talk more about that today. Now, products will be shipped to the United States only, okay? So when you win an item on our auction, if you live inside the United States, we'll be more than happy to ship it to you. But our international winners will receive 75% of that winning price, okay, I'm sorry, of the retail price in cash, and 25% in bids. So just as an example, if you want an item that had a $1,000 retail value, okay, you would get $750 in cash sent to you, and $250 worth of bids also sent to you as well. Now, our USA winners can also take the cash and bids as well, okay? Now, the winner, remember, only pays for the bids that they've used, but they will not pay the winning price. So let me give you an example. Let's say that our auction for the Genesis, the Hyundai Genesis, went for $5,000. Let's say that was the winning price. The winner will not pay the $5,000 winning price. The winner, the only thing they paid was the bids that they used trying to win the auction. So that means that everyone has an opportunity to win an item with at least $1 bid. So imagine for a moment, I mean, this is extreme, but just giving you the possibility. Imagine you bought 5 bids, and let's say because it's a premier item like a car, it's $1 a bid, okay? And now you went out there and you're participating in this auction, and it took you 5 bids to win the car. Well, the 5 bids is all you're spending. We pay the $5,000 in this example, and we get it shipped to you. We have you come in, we celebrate with you. That's what we're talking about, and that's what's going to really blow this thing away. We're going to have a lot of people participating even more because they're excited about, hey, not only do I have a chance to win the item, but I also don't have to pay, and that's why we're called play to save, because the more you play, the more you will save, okay? All right, now let's talk about another topic that's extremely important that I think we need to touch on today, and that's the commission withdrawal schedule. You know, our payments team does still get emails because some people are not in the loop. They're not reading the notes in their back office, or they're not staying in communication. They're not doing any of that stuff, okay? So we want to make sure that everybody's on the same page. So let's talk about the commission withdrawal schedule. Now, previous withdrawal requests made by September 1st will be paid this Monday by the 15th, along with your matrix commissions for August. So matrix commissions will show up on Monday the 15th because that's the day that we pay matrix commissions, on the 15th of the month. Now with our new schedule, we have 2 pay periods per month. All withdrawal requests made by the last day of each month will be paid on the 15th, and all withdrawals made by the 15th will be paid by the 1st. It's just how it is. It's actually any withdrawal you make by the 1st, you get on the 15th. Any withdrawal you make by the 15th, you get on the 1st. So let me give you 2 quick examples so you understand what I'm saying. Now, you still can only do 1 withdrawal per period. So let's say, for conversation's sake, you made your withdrawal on the 18th of October. That withdrawal, because you did it by the 1st, would be paid on the 15th. Does that make sense? But if you made your withdrawal request on the 15th, it would be paid by the 1st. So anything that you do from the 1st to the 15th will be paid on the next one. So it's very important that you pay attention, okay, when you do your withdrawal. Now, everyone has an opportunity to choose when they want to do that. We personally recommend wait till a day or 2 before. So in other words, I wouldn't personally make my withdrawal until the 13th or the 14th. I wouldn't really wait till the last minute, because sometimes, you know, things could happen. Your internet messes up. You know, how many of you realize that things could happen, right? Your computer crashes, something crazy. We don't want anything to ever affect you so that you don't miss your period of redemption. But the most important thing is you choose a strategy that works best for you, okay? So it's extremely important. Once again, if you make your withdrawal request by the 1st, it will be paid to you on the 15th of that month. If you make your withdrawal request by the 15th of that month, it will be paid to you on the 1st, okay? All right, so now you guys understand that. Let's move on. Now, here's another thing that we need to talk about when it comes to withdrawals, okay? Some of you are getting your withdrawals rejected, and we have been very patient with this process. We have said this time and time again, and it actually clearly states it in your back office that your profile must be complete and accurate in order for you to make a withdrawal request, okay? So this is extremely important. We have to make sure we're paying real people, all right? So when you're filling out your profile in your back office, make sure that it's filled out properly. Now, one of the things that is usually the biggest issue when it comes to withdrawals is the address. Okay, if you live in the United States, all right, number 1, your first line where it says address 1 would be, for example, where you live, 1234 Main Street, okay? That would be the address of where you live. That would be line 1. Line 2 is, let's say you live in a suite, an apartment, a floor, something like that. Let's say I live on the second floor. So then in address line 2, I would put second floor. And then address line 3 would be city, state, and zip. Now, if it's not in that format, but all the material is there, all the information is there, we will still pay you. We're just saying that this would be the best way to fill out lines 1, 2, and 3. Now, if you're international, please fill it out as if we were mailing something to you. Suppose we were mailing you a $10,000 check because you won an item on our auction. Wouldn't you want it to get to you the right way? Wouldn't you want to make sure that you're getting it? So it's extremely important that you have the information there. Some of those are also rejected because you live in a country, but you may not have mentioned the city. For example, if you live in Italy, what part of Italy? If you just put Italy, how do we know? Are you in Venice? Are you in Rome? We need to know these things so that we can help you to make sure and justify that you are a real person and that this is a legitimate address. Okay? Your phone number, you don't have to put an alternate one if you don't want to. That's alternate, that's optional. Okay? And an email address. Now, just for clarification's sake, and just want to make sure that everybody understands what I just said on the webinar. If you understand, please go ahead and type a Y for me in the webinar. Okay, this is extremely important. Teach this to your teams. That as soon as they get started, that's the thing that needs to be done first. Make sure your profile is accurate and is done. Now, when we approve your withdrawal, we go through a process called verification. Now, when we do the verification and we say, okay, this address seems legitimate, everything looks good, we verify it. Once we click verify it, you will no longer be able to update or change any of your personal profile information. Is everybody with me so far? If so, please type Y in the webinar. Once your address has been verified, you will not be able to update anything. And this is for two reasons. Number one, we don't want changes in the system so that it affects your payments for the future. And number two, it's for security. And God forbid someone was to, compromise your account, get into your account, or etc. Now, if you have a change of address, if something was to happen, you moved or you bought a new home, hopefully because Genesis helped you get there, okay? Stuff like that. Then what we would do is you'd have to send an email to corporate from the email on file, proving the new address, okay? And then what we will do is we will update for you on our end, okay? That's how you'll do it. Now, if you're a company, it's the same process. You update your profile as the company. There's still a principal owner of the company. So, for example, first name John, last name Doe, company name ABC Corp. It's still got to be there. If you want to be paid to your company, you put your company's address and everything in there. Does that make sense to everybody so far? Everybody following along? But just the most important thing, make sure that the information is accurate and complete. Okay, let's move on. And I told our payments team, no more exceptions. If that's what it is, that's what it is. Now, here's another reason, just for conversation's sake, okay? There's another reason why your withdrawal may be rejected, okay? If the payment processor information in your back office is inaccurate also when it's time for us to pay, that becomes a problem too. So let me give you an example. How many of you are aware that STP usernames are case sensitive? How many of you understand that that's how it is with Solid Trust Pay? That your username is case sensitive. So for example, if your username was user, U-S-E-R, all in capital letters, there could be someone else in Solid Trust with the exact same name, user, but only the U in user is capital and everything else is lowercase. If you put in the wrong information, someone else could end up getting your money because you did not put in your appropriate username. That's extremely important. With Pay2, when you're putting in your Pay2 information, your Pay2 must be your wallet number, not your email address. You may be able to log in using your email address, but your pay to account number, or what's called your wallet number, is what needs to be in the profile in your back office. Okay. And when it comes to bank draft, we recommend that you put your phone number, okay, there. So one of us from our support team will contact you either via phone or email with the email that's registered on the file. If we see that you made a withdrawal request and you're not already in our secure network through our corporate bank account, then we'll contact you to get the information uploaded on a different server for that, have it taken care of, and then you only have to do that one and done. When we get into the global e-wallet in the near future, we'll show you exactly what you need to have back there for that. Okay? Now, my good buddy Brian put a comment out there. He said, knowledge is power. And I used to think that, but I'm going to tweak that a little bit. You see, all knowledge is not power. And I'm going to put it out there. And this is not coming at you, Brian, buddy. It's just a great point, and I just want to kind of put that there. There's a more of a statement that needs to be said when it comes to that. See, how many of you have ever gotten directions before, but it was the wrong direction? Anybody ever asked for directions and got the wrong directions before? Please type Y in the webinar, right? So knowledge by itself is not power, okay? Now, so the first thing is you need correct knowledge. Correct knowledge is the first thing. So then some people will say, well, correct knowledge is power. Well, not necessarily. Because even though you know the right thing to do, how many people know people that even though they know better, they don't do better? If you know what I'm talking about, please go ahead and type a Y in the webinar right now, right? So the true statement is correct knowledge when applied is power. See, the application is the evidence of learning. The application of what you know is what is the true evidence of authority over a situation. So correct knowledge when applied is power. So if you get the wrong information and you apply wrong information, you're without power. If you have the correct information and you still don't apply it, you're without power. So it's only when you correctly apply correct knowledge, that's when power is in your hands and you have authority over that situation. Does that make sense, everybody? That's why we're taking the time out to teach you the correct knowledge so that you can apply it, so you can have power over your redemption period, power over your withdrawals, power over how you're going to run your business. And that's why we want to make sure that in all that getting, you get understanding. Remember I said, tell me and I'll forget, show me and I'll remember, but involve me and I'll understand. So thank you, Brian. Thanks for putting that comment there. It actually reminded me and it gave me a great way to kind of segue and close out that segment. Okay, now let's talk about Houston. We have our exciting event that we're going to be doing, our very first inaugural event in Houston, Texas. Okay, the last day for registration is this Monday, September 15th. Okay, if you're going to register, this is the final day. We are not taking walk-ins. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're not taking walk-ins. We have to make sure that we have enough food and beverage for everybody, enough meeting space, enough material. So we need to make sure that we have all the correct amount and numbers so we can serve everybody. We're going to have some giveaways for everybody. Everybody's going to leave with at least something. You're definitely going to get more than your $20 registration worth, and we're also going to give some new exciting information firsthand to the people that show up in Houston. Okay, so please make sure if you are going to be participating with us in Houston, make sure that you're registered by Monday, September 15th. Okay, we're going to be at the DoubleTree by Hilton Hotel. That's at the Houston Hobby Airport. It's about a 5-minute ride from there. It's just $20, and that's next Saturday. Okay, so that's next Saturday. So you know in advance we're not going to be having a normal call next Saturday because we are not going to be here. A majority of our staff will be out of town during that weekend. Okay, and we do have all that's going to be from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central Time. 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central Time. You'll get all the information in the back office. And we're so excited because Dr. Teresa will be there in live and in living color. We're very excited about that. She's going to be participating in her first meet and greet herself. And some of you are going to have the privilege of meeting the lovely Dr. Teresa. She is truly an awesome, awesome lady. Okay, now we wanted to also let you all know that we are going to have an all new special promotion that will be announced on Monday night's webinar. You do not want to miss it. And also, this is in regards to our auction. So make sure that you guys participate, get your teammates on there for Monday night 9 o'clock webinar. We're going to make a special announcement on then regarding about the auction. We have a promotion for that, and we definitely want you all to be able to participate with that as well. This Tuesday, September 16th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to have a special training webinar where we're going to be talking about the new daily task and the power of the boost. So we're going to break that down in more details. We're going to give you some examples for illustrations purposes so everybody is clear on how this will work and give more understanding, okay? So if your schedule permits, we'd love for you to come and join us. It will be a recorded conference call, so you will be able to listen to it in replay. And it's going to be something that you guys will absolutely have the chance to enjoy, okay? So this Tuesday night, it's going to be about that, and then we're probably going to keep that as Tuesdays going forward. Every Tuesday night we'll have a training topic, okay? And you could just choose the ones that apply to you, the ones that you'd like to learn more about. Okay, I also want to let you all know that our Genesis Coin promotion is still in effect. It has been extended through September 30th, okay? So for every $1 that you spend, or every $10 really actually that you spend, you're going to get 5 Genesis coins. So the minimum is at least $10, okay? But once you've done that, you will get a 5-to-1 promotion for every $10. That's the key, okay? So for example, if you spent $13 on something, you will still get 50 Genesis coins. So if you got $20 on something, then you get 100 Genesis coins. Does everybody follow me on that? Everybody understand? That's how it's going to work, okay? So it's for every $10, all right? Every $10. That's just a typo, sorry. Okay? And the sponsor will receive a 50% match, okay? So a 50% match. So for example, somebody bought $100 from Dr. Teresa. That person will get 500 Genesis coins, and the sponsor will get 250 Genesis coins, okay? Now, included in this promotion until the end of the month, and I can assure you that after this month, no more Genesis coins will ever be awarded on product units as according to legal advice, okay? But because we already said we would do it, we wanted to continue that we will continue this promotion for our existing ambassadors until the end of the month. But once the month is over, we will not be giving Genesis coins on product unit purchases within itself. That's a completely separate part of our compensation plan, and that itself has its own reward. So this is the best opportunity for you guys, our existing ambassadors that are going through this transition with us, to get the best of both worlds. How many of you actually like the fact that you're going to be able to get the best of both worlds, and the only ones to be able to get the best of both worlds? All right. Now, because we've extended this promotion, because it was originally going to end on Monday, September 15th, and we're giving you guys an opportunity to continue this, we're going to reward those specific coins. So all the coins that you get from September will be awarded in November, okay? All the coins that you get in September, just for this promotion, will be awarded in November, okay? So this is extremely important. Make sure that you get that, okay? All right, now let's talk about this, okay? This is one of the things that we found that there's been some confusion, and that's why my partner put here exchange current quote-unquote deals of the week. Let's explain this. Now, I do understand why there was a little bit of confusion, and we want to make sure that we get this clarified. Okay. First of all, what is deals of the week? What are product units, and what are sellers kits? I think that we need to kind of put clarification between all three so everybody understands. So for those of you that are taking notes, please, this is a great time for you to pay more attention to what's being said so that you can properly share this with your team, okay? First thing, What is a deal of the week? Deals of the week are specific products that we promote to you that you say, I want this specific product. So for example, we have a NutriBullet. We say, hey, this is the deal of the week. The normal retail price on this NutriBullet is $100 or $99.99. We're offering it to you, for example, for $69.99. That's the deal of the week. We say that we have X amount in supply, first come, first serve. That's called the deal of the week, okay? That means that you are purchasing a specific product that we are offering to you at a discounted price, okay? If you like the sound of that so far, if you understand how that works so far, please go ahead and type a Y for me in the webinar. I want to make sure you all understand that. That's deals of the week. Just making sure you all can hear me, because I don't see anything moving on the webinar. Okay, thank you, JP. Are you experiencing a delay like I am? Because I only saw your response. Do you see any other responses? Oh, that's weird, because it's not showing up on my end. Sorry. Okay, there they go. All right, so that's deals of the week. Okay. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that, Reese. Okay, so now you get it. All right. So yeah, it just got fixed. So thank you. All right. So that's deals of the week. That means you order something specific, and we send that to you. That's where we're going. All right. Now, what's the next one? What is a seller's kit? A seller's kit is where we give you a bundle of what we call grab bag items. These are not items that you personally pick. We as a company pick these items for you based on retail value, okay? So for example, right now we have what's called a $250 seller's kit. That $250 seller's kit, we're going to give you an assortment of items that has a retail value of at least $750 for your $250 purchase. The reason why we call it a seller's kit is because the seller's kit is designed for the person who maybe has an eBay store or an online Amazon store, or maybe has a customer base, or maybe want to use it for promotions or gifts or giveaways, or maybe they just want to keep it for themselves. Whatever the choice is, but they now have the opportunity to get $750 in mixed merchandise. They'll be able to get $750 of retail at $250. So for a third of the price, okay? So this is what that is. Does everybody understand now what a seller's kit is? If you understand what a seller's kit is, please go ahead and type a Y in the webinar right now. Okay, excellent. Last but not least, let's talk about product units. What are product units? Product units are when you purchase, you say, for example, they're $100 each. Each unit costs $100. It has a $100 value, but each unit is worth $100, and you can only buy them in $100 increments. The reason why the slide is not changed is because I have to give you understanding. That's why I said pay attention. That's why the slide hasn't changed. Pay attention. Just listen to what I'm telling you. Now, once you understand what a product unit is, and what a deals of the week is, and what a seller's kit is, then you'll understand what this slide means. But I have to give you understanding. Tell me and I'll forget. Show me and I'll remember, but involve me and I'll understand. Now, a product unit is when you purchase a unit or a sales pack from the company and say, sell the merchandise for me. I give you, Genesis, authority to pick the merchandise and sell the merchandise for me through, for example, our auction, through our shopping network, through our deals of the week, through our online catalog, and anything else that we do to get your products into the world marketplace. Okay? Once you've chosen that, now you'll be able to share up to 40% every 90 days for the period of 1 year. So let's say, for example, you bought 10. product units at $100 each. That means your grand total is $1,000. You'll be able to earn up to 40% in the first 90 days, up to 40% the second 90 days, up to 40% the third 90 days, and on the last 90 days, you get up to 40% profit again, plus your original $1,000 back. Because if you were selling it on your own, you would have done the same thing. You try to get back what you spent in merchandise, plus you look to make a profit. Does everybody understand now what a product unit is? If so, please go ahead and type a Y from me in the webinar. So, because we had sellers kits previously in our deals of the week when we used to talk about them and all the other items, some people were confused and thought that sellers kits were deals of the week or sellers kits were something else. So we have been getting inundated this week with a lot of people saying, could you please change my seller's kit order into product units? Okay, so we at corporate talked about it and we said, here's our solution. Because we were ready to start shipping merchandise out and we want to make sure that everybody understands. Okay, so here's what we're saying. If you want to change your seller's kit to product units, you're going to send an email to orders@genesisglobal.bz and say that I'd like to change my seller's kit into product units. So let me give you an example. If you bought a $250 seller's kit and you now want to turn it into product units because this is what you wanted, this is what you really meant when you did the order, okay? Because you weren't getting the coins before, but now you're like, oh, well, now that I can get the coins too, or yeah, I wanted you guys to sell it, or I misunderstood, whatever the case may be, we're going to give you 1 week to make up your mind. So you send an email to orders@genesisglobal.bz. You have 1 week until next Saturday, okay, which is the 20th of September, 11:59 p.m., okay? That's the cutoff. So once you have it there, all right, then, then we will exchange it for you. We will update it and make it product units for you, and it will be backdated to September 15th, so you haven't lost a day. Does this make sense so far to everyone else? So in other words, even if we fixed it for you and it showed up on October 10th, it doesn't matter. Your credit will show that it was started for you on September 15th. It will show that, okay? So that way you get what you actually wanted. All right? If you still want the merchandise, you do nothing. We will have our complete list by Saturday, and come Monday morning, items go out. Okay? So if you do want the merchandise, you do nothing. But if you want to exchange it for product units, you can. Now, going back to that $250 example, here's what we're saying. If you did the $250, remember, because they're in $100 increments, $50 will go back to your wallet, and the $200 would be applied to units. Does everybody follow what I just said? So because you bought a 250 seller's kit, okay, and remember, they're in $100 increments. So the 200 would turn into product units, and the $50 would go back into your wallet because you cannot buy for $50. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So if you bought a $500 seller's kit, you would now have 500 PU if you wanted to do that in exchange. If you bought a $1,000 seller's kit, you now get 1,000 PU. Okay, so if that's what you wanted to do, you wanted to exchange your seller's kit, which you thought was deals of the week, or you changed your mind because now we're getting the coins and that's what you really wanted in the first place. Whatever your reasoning is, okay, the bottom line is you have 1 week to do that. Okay, you send an email to our orders team, orders@genesisglobal.bz. Once we have that list, we will remove you from sending you the merchandise and put you to our programming team, and they will have to go in there and program all that stuff, fix it for you, change it for you, and all that stuff, and make sure you get the appropriate credit. Okay? and then you will be backdated to September 15th. And for those of you that want it, merchandise will start leaving our warehouse as of Monday, the 22nd. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next topic. All right. Now, let's discuss the former deals of the week where you had options, okay? For example, some of you bought iPads, some of you bought NutriBullets, some of you bought, Xbox or PlayStations, whatever it was that we had on our previous deals of the week, okay? What we're now going to give you, okay, because that was not a business unit purchase, that was a specific product that was being done through Genesis, okay? Now, because our vendor did not deliver on the merchandise, we gave two solutions. Solution one was you can get a refund of the money you spent out of pocket for that particular item or items that you tried to purchase from our former deals of the week. Or you had the option of getting, based on whatever the item was, you had the option of getting BUs or Genesis coins in redemption or in exchange for what you ordered, since we could not get it to you. Okay? Now, for most of them, they were BU exchanges, and so those individuals were getting BUs every day. Now, for some of them, they were getting Genesis coin exchanges, and of course, it was dollar for dollar then, and so some of you decided that, hey, yeah, I'll take that option because in the long haul, it will work for me under the old marketing plan. Now, since we changed it over and now the Genesis coins value is at 10 cents, some people feel like they're losing money. Well, let me put things in perspective and show you the company's point of view so that you can see how we see it. Okay? First, you're getting coins. You still got the coins in your balance. That's number one. Number two, we're going to give everybody in the company a 25% Genesis coins boost, not just on those orders that you made, but on all your orders, okay? So if you had 10,000 Genesis coins, you're going to get a 25% boost, which now means you're going to kick off with 12,500 Genesis coins to kick off, okay? That's the first thing. The second thing is that you're going to be able to qualify for up to a 20% boost 2 times per month. So over time, what you were trying to accomplish before is still going to happen for you, depending on your boost and depending on how many coins you have now and activity on your team. For some of you, it can happen in weeks, and for some of you, it could just take a few months. But you will not lose a single dollar because you're going to have continued spiked growth on top of your daily coins growth that you're getting for performing your task. So actually, you lose nothing. This actually will offset what you spent. Okay? So I wanted to make sure that everybody kind of understood this was our fair response into that situation. Remember, yes, you paid us for merchandise. We paid that vendor too. That vendor never delivered on the merchandise for us. That's number one. Number two, we refunded people for merchandise that we never got and for money back that we never got too. And three, people were actually earning rewards on our store credit, and people got full retail, as an example, on certain iPads. Full retail we paid because we said we would deliver by a specific date, even when our vendor didn't deliver. See, the character of Genesis, the compensation plan has changed, but the character of Genesis remains the same. We found a way to make sure that we can at least take care of everybody. It may take a little bit longer than you would have liked, but you're still taken care of. And for us, we believe that's fair. We showed you our character. We showed you who we are. We said, this is what we're going to do for you. You chose to stick it out with us. We appreciate that. That's one of the reasons why we're giving everybody the 25% boost, because everybody actually did that. Is everybody with me so far? Everybody understand? Does that bring a little bit more clarity? If so, please just respond to me on the webinar. So that is our response to those previous deals. That's our way of responding to you. So you're getting coins, you're going to get your boost. So just like how your coins would have grown for a period of 60 pay days, which is about 90 days anyway, all that is factored in this equation, which is why we did what we did. Okay? So if you were involved in that, and this is the solution, that's what we did for you. Okay? Now, if for whatever reason you're not happy with the direction we're going, you're not happy with the responses we've given you thus far, for whatever situation, then we're going to talk to you about now the refund side. How does the refund side work? Okay? If you're not happy with your current exchange system, we will offer a full refund for all of your business units. We're going to start here first with all of the business units that you've purchased out of your pocket. Okay? So if, for example, you purchase $5,000 in business units, this has zero to do with what your BU balance is. We're talking about what you spent out of your physical pocket, okay? Then we will refund you 100% of whatever you purchased in business units, okay? Now, if you're talking about your monthly subscriptions, whether it was for Pearl, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, or even Diplomat, okay? We will deal with you with that. We will refund you your money if that's what you chose. We have no problem with that. We will do that for you as well. Just please understand that once you ask for a refund to whatever capacity, please understand that also means that you're resigning from Genesis, because what you're saying is, I want my money back. I no longer want to continue in this direction. We appreciate your honesty. We appreciate the fact that you did want to be with us after that, that you no longer want to go there. We respect that, but you have to understand that your position with Genesis is out. Okay? And that you'll have to wait a minimum of 6 months before you could return. And that's going to be in our new policies and procedures and all that will be updated on our website, because we're putting together all our new content to update on our website. So if you requesting the refund, understand it's the whole package. It's not, hey, can I refund my money but stay in Genesis? No. It's either you choose to go in this direction with us or you choose not to. Either way, we're going to accommodate you. Okay? Now, for those that want to cancel lend a hand specifically, we're going to talk about that now. Okay, some of you, again, the lend a hand is the exact same scenario. You got coins for your lend a hand. Okay, this is a completely different ball game. All right, now you're basically saying, I want my money back from the donation that I made to this person. I made this donation because of the financial benefits for me, not because I wanted to be a blessing to someone else, not because I wanted to truly lend a hand. We wanted to reward you for lending a hand. Either way, it's lending a hand. When I lend a hand to someone, I don't get rewarded from that. I do it because I want to lend a hand. If I want to give someone who's underprivileged dollars in the street, nobody gives me a reward, come back compensation-wise, for the reward that I did. We at Genesis want to reward you for everything that we do. That's what we want to do. So that's why we gave you coins. That maybe if you were only going to be willing to do 50, maybe you do a little bit more because you're saying, wow, you know what, this company's supporting me at the same time I'm supporting them. We have no problem with that. We get that. So some of you may have done a little bit more than normal because of that, and that's fine. However, we've already lent the hand. So what you're saying is, if you're asking for a refund or to lend a hand, what you're saying is, I want to take my donation back. As my leader, Fira, would say, to me, that's completely unacceptable. And so we will refund you your money, but that is it. You will never participate with Genesis again. Because to me, that's the ultimate, okay, that's just not a good deal. That's just crazy. That's like giving someone something, giving someone a gift, and then going back to their house and saying, we need to take it back because this person no longer wants to give you. That's insane in my opinion. So if you want that, we will honor that. But please understand the 6 months policy does not apply to you. You will no longer be able to participate in any way, shape, or form with Genesis. And that's going to be our company policy. Because we've already lent that hand on your behalf. And we gave solutions that will empower you just like the previous deals of the week. We have a solution that will empower you over time. Does this make sense to everybody so far? Everybody get clear understanding of how it works? Okay? And we have to have it in writing by September 30th. And we're going to do our first batch of refunds on October 15th. Okay? Now, maybe you sent an email already to refunds, right? Maybe you didn't like what we proposed on Saturday. Maybe you didn't like the fact that we stopped the old compensation plan. Maybe you just was upset because you didn't like change, right? I mean, it's reality. Anybody ever, reacted to something before they fully got all the facts? I've been there. I've done that. I'm raising both my hands right now, and if I could, I'd raise both my feet. Otherwise, I'd fall. I've done that. So I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form that I've never done that. I've done that. So we want to give you time too, in case you changed your mind. Maybe you didn't like what we were saying on Saturday, but maybe you like what we said on Wednesday. And maybe you've changed your mind. So that's why we also wanted to give you time. That's why we haven't responded to the refunds email for the most part, everything, because we wanted to make sure that we were complete with where the direction we were going before we issue you a refund, because you may have had a change of heart. You may have had a change of mind. You may have had a change of perspective. Whatever the case is, it's fine. Our refunds team will start communicating with you all next week for those that did request, and just make sure that this is what you still want to do despite the latest enhancements. And if you still say yes, then you will be added to that list, and the first batch will be starting to be paid out on October 15th. That fair? Okay, so we wanted to cover everybody in refunds, because I know myself, when I was on the phone with a couple of your leaders and they were giving me their feedback from your feedback from the field, I said, okay, that's fair, that's understandable. Let's go back. Let's go back to the drawing board and let's write this out. And I just want to remind everyone, for those of you that came on board with us in the beginning during beta, we have said time and time again, we will have changes, but our character will not change. We will do everything that we have to do to tweak and make this legal, moral, compliant, and most importantly, average person friendly. That's what we want to do. And that's why you guys got so many coins. Some people, I was getting feedback from some people telling me what some people were writing in the forums about us and everything. To be quite honest, I don't even read that stuff. I don't. Because I know that everybody will have opinions, everybody will have perspective. I get that. I'm not here to judge people's perspective. I'm not here for any of that stuff. But I'm going to tell you, the reason why we were so generous during beta is because these were the people that said, I'm willing to go through the drama with you while we build the foundation for this company. I'm willing to take it to the chin when you take it to the chin. I'm willing to smile with you when we smile. I'm willing to celebrate when we celebrate. I'm willing to cry when you cry. I'm willing to take a hit when you take a hit. That's what beta meant. And so that's why we gave 5-to-1 in coins. This is us giving back to you for the long haul. That's why we gave 3-to-1 in business units if you ordered the iPad. That's why we gave you Genesis coins, even though you would end up with more than what you physically spent. Most companies would have said, hey, you know what? We're fighting this. We're in a lawsuit, and we'll keep you posted. How many of you would agree with me? That's how most companies would have operated. They would have said, we're going to fight this, we're going to get into a lawsuit, and we'll keep you posted. But everybody wouldn't have got anything during the time frame. That's not who we are. We said if anybody is going to take a loss, it's going to be Genesis, not the ambassador, not the customer. We take the hit. And that's why we gave you more than what you actually spent in dollars. Genesis coins is, for lack of other explanation, it's like your cash back solution. It's your reward for your patronage. So beta, and why we did what we did during beta, is because we wanted to reward you for taking that step. And it's not me being religious, but it's just being truthful. This is your step of faith, because it took an ounce of faith. No matter what you believe, it took an ounce of faith for you to come on board and say, hey, I'm going to go with you through this, through beta. So we wanted to reward you for taking that step with us. Will we be as generous with the coins in the future? No, because it's not profitable to do it that way. That's why we have now the set plan that whatever you purchase, you will get 100% match. The sponsor will get a 50% match. I'm sorry, not you will get 100% match, and your lineage, based on your line, based on where you're at, can get up to 10% match on what you or someone you sponsor has purchased. You can't do that forever. But we wanted you all, the ones that really come through, especially the hundreds of you that are on this webinar right now, because there are people from different time zones, different times of the day. Some people, it's a couple hours in the morning, and they're on this webinar right now. Some of you, it's the wee hours of the night, and you're on this webinar right now. So we wanted to do that for you, so you could be the stories of tomorrow. When we have our national conventions, when we have our company cruise, when we all that, we can come and hear your story. You can come to the front of the stage and tell your story. I was here at the beginning. I joined here. I remember this. Man, you guys got it great. We had to cut the trees down. And I'm only spending this time so that you all understand part of this transition. The only thing that's constant in life is change. How we respond, not react, but how we respond to change makes the difference in the world that you create. If you want a life of empowerment, if you want a life of difference, then you must respond, not react. And I am guilty of times myself reacting. So I'm far from that perfect. But my goal every day is to bridge the gap to become a better person, to bring light into the lives of others, as others have also brought light into my life. So I just wanted to kind of put that out there. So for those that want to continue, there's our solution. For those that no longer wish to continue, there's our solution for you, so that you would be made whole and you wouldn't have lost anything financially. Let's move on. Now, next week, we have some presentations that we're going to be doing on Monday night. As normal, we got our Dr. Teresa webinar at 8 p.m. and on Wednesday night, as normal, we got our Genesis Wireless. Starting this Monday night, we're going to start the new opportunity webinar for GGN. We're creating the PowerPoints right now as we speak, and you guys get a chance to hear it on Monday. Okay, so we'll be doing that, and we're going to start so that you can start inviting people again. And one of the reasons why we're doing this and we're not waiting till October 1st to start the presentations, even though we're still in the midst of the transition, is because maybe you know some people that might want to take advantage of this promotion before it ends. Does that kind of make sense to everybody? Maybe you talked to someone in the past that's like, wait a minute, you know what? Yeah, let me get positioned right now. So this is kind of like that pre-launch for these next couple of weeks, these last 2 weeks of September. So we're going to do that so that they can absolutely take advantage of that. All right. And so we're going to be doing that on Mondays and Wednesdays. We're going to have a special training on Tuesday night and every Tuesday night for a couple weeks at least on the transition, breaking down each topic so that you all can understand the different components and enhancements that we have made to our compensation plan. This coming Saturday, we will not have our normal news and updates webinar due to our meet and greet, but we will give you some of the latest updates, if you will, after Wednesday night's webinar. Okay. Now, our goal, as always, is still to produce at least, that's our first goal. This is not our only goal, but our first goal is to produce at least 100,000 ambassadors earning a six-figure income. We believe now more than ever that this goal can be reached because we are working with legal to be compliant with the ever-changing landscape of laws, particularly in the United States. We expect to be around for a long time, making the above goal even more attainable because of the new enhancements. That's our goal. That is our goal. We've always said that, and that's what we want to do. We want to empower people. Okay? Now, there's a few Q&As that I need to address. Let me go and quickly jump on these questions. Some of the topics I've already covered, so if you don't hear your question read, it's because I've already answered it on this webinar. Okay. One of the reasons why this person is asking, in the Monday webinar, you mentioned that the reason for the extension of the August program was to allow people to bulk up on their Genesis coins for the 25% bonus during the transition. How will this work if the Genesis coins are only credited on the 15th of November? Whether you got the coins today or on the 15th of November, it's still there. The reason why we've decided to give you the coins on the 15th of November is because we've taken an extra 15 days that we're basically, for conversation's sake, overpaying you, okay, with all these coins and all these rewards, but we also have to have time to make sure that we can pay you properly. So we, the leadership and your corporate team, all came together and we agreed, rather than ending it on Monday, which is just a couple of days from now, and only the people who got in are the ones that got in, are done. We decided, let's extend it to the 30th and just give the coins later. Okay, it's no different than in the old compensation plan that, you know, when you got coins, you didn't see it after 60 paydays. Here, we're just giving it to you just 60 days later. That's all. Not even 60 days, actually about 45 days later. So it's only an extra 30 days that it's behind. All right. I already answered this question. I answered this question. Okay, this person wants to know, can I use my cash that I'm redeemed as a Pearl to buy product units? And the answer is yes. You'll be able to purchase product units from your cash in $100 increments. I'm sorry, it was a longer question. I'm just trying to shorten it down. Okay, League of Champions. Can you explain this? Great question. Not the right time. We'll be talking about League of Champions a little bit later. We're going to launch that after the launch. That was something that we said we would do during pre-launch, and since we're not officially in pre-launch yet, we'll wait till we're there, and then you guys will hear that. We're still finishing up some last pieces with League of Champions with legal. Okay. How can you receive 100 Genesis coins per day on a monthly task? On a call, it says particularly that Pearl and Ruby must buy or sell 10 PV per month. Yes. Well, first of all, you receive 100 Genesis coins a day for completing your task, and in the same calendar month, you are required to just do a PV requirement, product volume, of at least 10, whether you yourself prosume it or you yourself sell it. That's just part of the qualifications of being compliant, and also you're contributing to the sales of the company, not just viewing ads. Okay. Okay. How can GGN pay a performance boost twice a month when the monthly task may not be complete on the 15th of the month? Here's the thing. I'm going to dive deep into this on Tuesday night to explain that. But the boosts are still going to be there rewarded each day. You won't be able to redeem until all the tasks are met. But we'll dive into that on Tuesday night. Okay. 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 One of my referrals may want a refund. I funded the account with my credit card. Who needs to request a refund? Them or me? They need to request a refund, but we will refund based on who paid for it. If we see that, for example, you were trying to pay it forward to help someone, we will return the funds back to the person that paid, not the person's account, because we see that their account was funded by someone else, and then you and that person will make arrangements in case maybe they paid you and you use your credit card or something like that. Okay. But please do not do chargebacks. That's also another craziness. Okay. Um, sorry, just moving along. Something. Okay, I answered this question already. Okay, why have all the perks been eliminated for those of us who really went through the sacrifice to purchase the Emerald Diplomat position? Okay, we were told before that we wouldn't have to purchase PV, and now it sounds like we do. Okay, well, let's put it in perspective. In the old compensation plan, you never had to purchase a single PV at all, and you didn't have to pay a monthly, and you still got your benefits just like normal. None of that has changed. But when we did our compensation plan with legal, everyone still has to contribute to the sales and growth of the company to participate. So we said, okay, that's fine. That's one of the reasons why we made the PV so low. We only made it 20 or 40. Now, again, 40 is only if you want to do the boost. 20 is if you want it for yourself. You don't yourself don't have to personally purchase it. You can sell it. I'm sure you know someone that could use any of the services that we offer. So this still gives you an opportunity to participate. But from the perspective of compliance, everybody has to participate. Now, if you felt like you made a sacrifice and you don't like the direction we're going, then you can go back to what we said in the replay with the refunds, and we'll be more than happy to refund you. We have no problem with that. But we did that based on legal advice. It just makes the most business sense, and that's what we did. Okay. I answered this question already. I came into Genesis and took advantage of the promotion and purchased the extra $100 BU to become a lifetime qualifier in the 2x5 matrix without having to sponsor. Okay. And it says, but I have sponsored 3 people. If I'm qualified for up to 5 levels already, shouldn't these 3 people qualify me for 10? Yes, if you qualify for 3 paid, yes, it will qualify you for 10. That is correct. 10 levels. That answers that question. What does the person get when he purchases the wireless phone? The service. That's what they get, the service. If you're referring to coins, you get 100% match on your renewal each month, and the sponsor will receive based on where they're at. If they're a Pearl, they get a 7% match. If they're a Ruby, they get a 7% match. If they're a Sapphire, they get an 8% match, and if they're an Emerald, they get a 10% match. Okay. I answered that question. If a person has a sign-up date that is after the 15th, for example, I enrolled on the 24th, does that mean that they must use their free bids, actually it's paid bids, for the auction before the first of the following month? Yes. You still need to use them. You can go ahead. Obviously, we'll have a grace window in there for someone who obviously got started, for example, on the 30th or the 31st. But if you had enough time, a couple of days, you could still use them. There are items there that you will be able to use. That's what we're looking at, okay? And once that's programmed in, we'll have all that in there. It'll show you, a countdown or a timer, how much days you have left to qualify, that kind of thing. Okay. How can we get the word out on the upcoming auctions so that as many people from outside can join in? we're going to have you guys posting ads for that, and we're going to give you some ads on that. Okay. If newbies have to upgrade to Pearl to qualify for the program, will they have to wait and be qualified by the payment processors? No. No. Once they're a paid subscriber, they're in. Okay. All renewals are done through your e-wallet. Sorry, just. Yes, there's going to be a report in the back office for your pay it forward customers so that you'll be able to show them the traffic that they're getting to their site. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just not reading the whole question. I'm just trying to make it easy for time's sake. We got a lot of questions here. What will ambassadors earn for partially completed tasks? Nothing. For example, if you viewed 20 sites today, you didn't complete the 25, so you don't get the 100 coins. It's what it is. You have to complete the task in order, the entire task, not partial. If you miss a day, you only miss that day. That's the key. So you just have to complete your task for the day. That makes it a little easier. But then you also miss out on the boost if you were trying to qualify for the boost. Okay. I already answered this question. Just repeat. Can this purchase of PUs from the redeemed Genesis coins be done internally? Yes. When you redeem your coins, okay. Well, actually, no, it won't be that way. When you redeem your coins for cash, what you're basically saying is you want to withdraw cash. We will send you the cash. If you want to buy product units, you send it back in. But you may have cash commissions, for example, like on product unit overrides, matrix commissions, or something like that. If you have that, you'll be able to use those cash dollars to be able to buy more product units. But when you're redeeming coins, you're not seeing the cash and then using that cash to buy PUs. You're redeeming it for, a withdrawal. That's how it's set up at the moment. Okay. I already answered that. Okay. I got all the questions. I think I got it all right there. That was all 20. Some of them were just repeat. Okay. All right. Yes, you can, My Power Surge. Yes, you can. So, for example, you just got to send in an email what you want done, and we will have that taken care of for you. Okay. All right. Now, once again, ladies and gentlemen, the webinar is not the forum or the platform where we will be answering live questions. If you want your questions to be answered on our webinar, please submit them to questions@genesisglobal.bz. Once again, that's genesisglobal.bz. questions@genesisglobal.bz. Our questions team may answer your email throughout the week, so it may not necessarily have to wait till the webinar to get answered. But if we do see that quite a few people are asking the same thing, then we will submit it, that we can kind of get a generic answer for everybody and covers quite a few people. Okay? All right. So please go ahead and do that. If it's an account related question, if you go in your back office under support, just choose the appropriate email and that department will respond to you. Okay? Our target date for everything is October 1st. So we're going to get a lot of things going. You guys will still be able to take advantage of the transition. We'll start doing the new presentations like we said, and you guys will be able to participate on these webinars. Okay. I think we've covered everything. We've covered everything, and what I'll do, okay, because we're about 26 minutes past the top of the hour. Thank you all for your time and your patience, because we know we had a lot to cover today. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take for just 2 minutes, okay? 2 minutes. If you have a question that maybe wasn't answered or you still need a quick clarity, I'll either direct you in the correct direction to go, or I'll quickly answer it for you on the webinar. So feel free to go ahead, type it in, and I will answer it because we're not going to have one. URLs, if not in, what happens? You no longer are qualified to get your coins. You have to get 2 pay it forwards in there. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it. Thank you. Except for Commingle. No, Commingle is not a pay it forward site. Commingle is an opportunity. Pay it forward is a small to mid-sized businesses, preferably brick and mortar, that you're helping them to get free traffic, free exposure to their business. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I just appreciate that. Not for every $1 of PU, for every $100 in PU, because PUs are $100 increments. Will all our major commissions be available before midnight? Yes, on the 15th, yes. Does everyone receive the same PU commission? It's based on your package. If you are a Pearl, you get a 7% override. If you're an Emerald, you get a 10% override. They're all based on you. PV for internationals is the exact same like everybody else. That's why it's 10 and 10, 20 and 20. Or 20 and 20, 40 and 40 if you're looking at the boost. PU balance, not in 100 increment. What happened? Can I get my cash moved to wallet? You sure can. What we've decided to do for those of you, because it originally was $1, we will let it be. In other words, so if you, for example, in the old, before we tweaked it over, it was at $23. You bought $23 in, PU. We're going to leave it alone for you. But all the future ones have to be purchased in $100 increments. If you view ads only, yes. Is that okay? Absolutely, as long as you meet your minimum requirements. You still got to view your ads. You're still going to have to do at least your 10 or 20 PV, and that's fine. You just won't qualify for the boost. The PU payment, yes, is the same every 90 days. It's a collective percentage. It's the same for everyone across the board. You do not earn more because you spent more. That's not compliant. In other words, you do not earn a higher percentage on the PU because that's a collective effort. If you redeem on the 1st, you get paid on the 15th. Yes. Now remember, for some of you, if, for example, bank draft, that takes a couple business days to process by ACH. You can redeem up to 30% twice a month. You can redeem up to 30% twice a month. All PUs will be active. The ones that are in the system that are purchased by this weekend, by this Monday, all of those will go active come Monday the 15th. Everything after that will have a different start date, and we'll go over that when we do the topic on, or the training on just PUs. Okay. Looking forward to that, buddy. That won't start until the October 1st. Everything, the transition won't start until October 1st. That's why we're giving everybody the 25% boost, because you're waiting. Okay. No, they haven't started yet, the new requirements. Thank you, Mr. Mack. Appreciate that, Glenn. And anyone else that I may have missed for the birthday wishes, thank you. Okay. With that being said, we're at the bottom half of the hour. I want to say thank you to all of you for being on our webinar, and we look forward to seeing you guys this coming Monday night at 9 p.m. If we didn't get a chance to get your question answered, please go ahead, submit that question to questions@genesisglobal.bz, or before you even do that, feel free to go ahead and send it to the appropriate department. Go into your back office, log in, check support, read what the emails are for your question, and please send it to the appropriate team. That way we can better serve you even faster. Okay? With that being said, I want to thank you all for being on our webinar. I want to thank you all for the kindness that you've shown. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I truly appreciate that. We, on behalf of corporate, we want to thank all of you that have decided to continue on with us during this transition from beta into pre-launch. It truly is an honor and a privilege to have you as part of the ambassador team, as part of our Genesis family, and we thank you. For those of you that decide, hey, you know what, you don't like this new direction, we still want to thank you for the honor of serving you during the time of beta. We will definitely honor your request and make sure that you are made whole, and we wish you continued success in all of your future endeavors for you and your family. But on behalf of all of us at corporate, we want to wish you an outstanding weekend on purpose. And the reason why we say on purpose is because you can decide the outcome of your day. You can decide how you will respond to whatever life throws your way. Thank you, JP. Thank you, our moderators. Thank you to our leaders. And thank you to our corporate staff. Have an outstanding evening, everyone. We'll see you guys on Monday night at 8 o'clock for Dr. Teresa's webinar. Good night.